Chris George probably doesn't like me that much at this moment in time as he watches this video, but that's okay, I never liked him either. Hey, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co., and this is the last video I'll be doing about the WSBG, the World Series of Board Gaming, taking place in Vegas, September 28th to October 1st, or some dates like that. Honestly, I can probably just check my phone over here because I have it up over here. We have dates. We have September 28th till October 2nd over here. WSBG, World Series of Board Gaming. This is the last time I'll probably be talking about it in a full dedicated video. I'm sure it'll be coming up here and there in different ways, but I wanted to take this last opportunity to talk about it because ticket sales are closing September 1st, I think. Ticket sales have to close earlier than a conventional convention. That was not intended. Ticket sales have to close earlier than a conventional convention because of the fact that they have to lock in all the attendees. They have to lock in the attendees in terms of trying to gather the people who actually need to compete in the World Series of Board Gaming because it is a competition. I'll have timestamps to all the various sections down below, but I'll be talking about why I think you should consider going, and I really do think you should consider going. I don't think you should go, I think you should consider going. I'll be talking about the various contests, the prizes, the fact that you can win up to $40,000. That's not true. You can win up to $25,000 maybe. I think $25,000 is the main prize, and there's like different sub prizes of $5,000 each, so you can win money is what I'm trying to say, and you can also have a fun time playing board games, and you can do all of that at a not unreasonable price point, especially when you consider how much a convention like Gen Con costs to go to. It's significantly more expensive. Granted, there's a lot more stuff going on here, and this is the first of its kind. This could be a total absolute dud and a waste of your time, effort, and energy, but I don't think it will be. I think you'll have fun no matter what you do, but let's have that conversation. But as a starting baseline, this WSBG is the World Series of Board Gaming. What it is 16 games, although maybe it's 15 because they recently updated one of their pages and maybe it's 15 now, I don't know. I thought it was 16 games. It's some determined number of games, probably 16 different games, in which what you're doing is you're going to be competing in rounds of these 16 games, probably 16. You'll be competing in rounds of 16 games, you'll be trying to see who gets to the top, who gets to the end of each of these rounds, then those people will be entered into a competition with randomly selecting a game, or not necessarily randomly, there's a process to select a game, but then those will all compete over that one game, and then you'll all compete over a final game, the last 4 winners. So effectively you have 16 games. So for example, one of these games is Blood Rage. You'll team up, let's just make up numbers here. Let's say you have 400 people. I don't think you do. I think they're capping each event to 256 people, I believe. So let's say you have 256 people competing to win Blood Rage. When those 256 people grouped up into 4, all break it down, you're left with, what is that, 50? I should be able to do math, right? I should be able to do math. 256 is 128, 64. So you can have 64 winners left out of those games of Blood Rage. You can have 64 games, 64 winners. From those 64 games and 64 winners, you'll pair up into 16 games with 4 people apiece, resulting in 16 winners. Those 16 winners will have another game resulting in 4 winners, and those last 4 will have another game resulting in 1 final winner, and that is the winner of the Blood Rage competition. You're going to be doing that for all of these 16 different events, all of these 16 different games, each of them distilling the number of players one at a time, downwards and downwards, until you have one single winner for each of these events, and that will leave you with, shockingly enough, 16 people. You'll then select one of these games. You'll select one of these games. I don't know the exact process of it, but I think you'll pair up these 16 winners into different games. So let's say the winner of Blood Rage and 7 Wonders and Terraforming Mars and Gaia Project will all team up to compete against one of the games that will not be their 4 games. So you're going to have a process of picking that does not include their 4. So inherently, those, again, Blood Rage, Terraforming Mars, 7 Wonders, and Gaia Project are all out of the running, and maybe they all pair up and play Dominant Species Marine, which will be another one of the games. So you're going to pick from the other games, the other 12 games that those winners were not participating in, and in some way, shape, or form, you'll have them select one of those games, and they will fight off against that game. The winner of that. That's 4, so you're going to have the 16 people dividing into 4 different arenas with 4 different games, each of them not being the same game that they played with, resulting in basically having people having to win a second game. So now, in order to make it to the end of the second round, you have to have won Blood Rage, like 4 times, but you also had to win Dominant Species Marine just once. I think it's just once. I don't know the exact details. Don't take anything I'm saying as actually exactly how it works. Take it as a general idea of how I perceive it to work, which may or may not be correct or not correct. I'm like the worst advertiser ever. From there, you're going to have 4 winners left. From those 4 games that were picked, that resulted in people having to win 2 different games, multiple games of Blood Rage, a game of Dominant Species Marine, and now you'll pair up into the last game, again ensuring that it's a totally different, unique game than any of the games any of the players have won until now, resulting in now you having to sit down and play Catan. Yes, you could play Catan as your final thing. After winning Blood Rage, after winning Dominant Species Marine, you can now play Catan as your final thing, or Ticket to Ride in case you want that, or Splendor. There's a bunch of options and different weight classes as far as the final game you can go after. I still, to this day, like the idea of the winners of Terraforming Mars, of Blood Rage, of Dominant Species Marine, and of Dune Imperium. I love the idea of those 4 people pairing off in a game of Splendor to see who wins $25,000. The irony is, I hope it happens. I hope it happens. That alone, by the way, is worth the price of admission. That's the idea here. The winners of this will win $5,000 apiece. I'm pretty sure the way it works is the top winner wins $25,000 and everyone else wins $5,000. Maybe. Again, not the best advertiser here. I don't know all the details, but there's details and there's cash prizes. It says over here on my little phone, $40,000 of prizes. I'm pretty sure that's 25, 5, 5, and 5, but I could be horrifically wrong, so check the website and don't trust me. And they asked us to talk about it one last time because they said, hey, ticket sales are closing September 1st. This is not like Gen Con where you could be selling tickets the day of. We have to lock in our entries so we can actually have the competition. Sure, you can maybe show up in some way, shape, or form, but you won't be able to actually play the actual games properly. So we have to lock down these sales. September 1st is your last chance, your last opportunity. And why do I care? Well, first of all, to clarify things, I will be going to WSBG. I am not getting paid for the event, so I am motivated to see it succeed, but like minimally so. I'm going there either way. I'm doing the thing either way. I guess if it succeeds, they'll come back and do it next year, and maybe I'll be invited back next year, so that could be nice. But yeah, I'm invested in the success because I like things to succeed, but I'm not invested in the success past that, and I also don't like being a shill. I don't like just saying, hey, here's a thing I was told to sell, so let me sell it to you. I don't like that. But what I do know is Chris George from Room and Board. Chris George from Room and Board has a plan. His plan is that he thinks the $900 pledge, not pledge, the $900 option, he thinks that's a great deal. And I know that I trust Chris George from Room and Board. I know that I trust him impeccably. I know that he would never ever sell out. So if he wouldn't sell out, then inherently I can sell the thing that he's not selling because he's not selling out, and therefore I'm not selling out. Chris George probably doesn't like me that much at this moment in time as he watches this video, but that's okay. I never liked him either. Chris George, Room and Board, I'll include a link to his channel down below. He'll be at WSBG too, by the way, so he'll be there having fun. Tom Vassell will be there having fun. I'll be there. I think Man vs. Meeple's going to be there. Quacklop's going to be there. There's going to be a whole host of people at WSBG, which is not why you should go, honestly. We're kind of boring people in real life. We're not that interesting in the slightest. You should skip us and go focus on the games, which brings us to the fact that the $900 option is really not a bad deal, honestly. Chris George is pretty right over here. So let's go ahead and show you that over here if I can actually find buy tickets. Let's click on buy tickets over here on my phone. We have a few options. For $250, we have the single ring event competitor. Honestly, it's a terrible option. You shouldn't do that at all. It's going to cost you $250. You get to buy one ring event, all side events. Side events is the idea that they're going to have multiple events in multiple ways. They're going to have less prize-based things, or they're going to have various sponsors. They're going to have a bunch of companies there. And you could perhaps go ahead and do some sort of other events in some way, shape, or form. Again, I'm a terrible salesperson. So for $250, you can do that. It sounds like a terrible deal because it doesn't include anything else. It doesn't include the 4-night stay. It doesn't include anything other than a single ring event competitor. That seems not great. For $350, you get 2 ring events. Marginally better. The price per event went down to $175, but you're still paying a lot of money. You're not getting a lot more. You do get 1 guest pass, though, so you could pull in 1 guest and perhaps be able to have some fun with your guest and you and participating in 2 ring events and a guest pass. And that's not that bad, but it's also not the best. For $450, you get 4 ring events. Price per event goes down to $112.50. That math seems right. $112.50. I can do math. I definitely can. This is good. I should not play any games that involve math. But $112.50, and then you have 2 guest passes. It's getting better, but you still don't get that 4-night hotel stay. When you get to the last event, the stay and play competitor over here, this option over here, for $900, you get 4 ring events, which is a lot of ring events. It's like the most ring events you can buy in a single pledge option. Not pledge option. What's wrong with me? It's all crowdfunding. It's all crowdfunding when it comes to me. Then you have 3 guest passes. So in other words, there's 4 of you there at a reasonable price point, and most importantly, you get the 4-night room reservation at Bailey's. That's the hotel that this hotel thing is sponsored at, or whatever it is. $900 gets you a 4-night room reservation, plus 4 ring events, plus 3 guest passes. That means for the low price of $225 a piece, he pauses as he checks his math. Yep, for the low price of $225 a piece, you can go, have fun, stay there for 4 days, play games, be involved in the once-in-a-lifetime competition. That's not true. Once-in-a-lifetime implies that this is a horrific, abject failure. We don't want that. The first-time-in-a-lifetime event at the WSBG, while having fun, while playing games, while getting to see the ridiculousness of the winner of Dominance Beast and Marine, of Blood Rage, of Terraforming Mars, and of Gaia Project, all fighting to the death in a game of Ticket to Ride. It's so good. I want it to happen so badly. It would make my day. It would make my week. It would make my year. It would be amazing. I just want that to happen. But you get to see that for $900. which is really not bad considering the fact that, I don't know about you, but you know how much a hotel costed at Gen Con? For like a 4-day stay at Gen Con? Just Gen Con. There's not even the passes to Gen Con itself. Just the hotel room for Gen Con would run you about, $1,200 or more, possibly, depending on what you got, when you got it. There were some options as high as like $3,000 by the time you got down to the last minute of the last day. It was an absolute nightmare at Gen Con. The sheer price point, the sheer cost was through the roof. It was intense. And granted, Gen Con's Gen Con, and this is WSBG. That's absolutely true. I'm not trying to compare apples to oranges. I'm trying to say, though, that this will be a fun event. I imagine, I hope, I assume, otherwise I'm going for a week and I'll regret that very quickly. I think this will be a fun event. I think it'll be a fun event with a very decent ratio of personalities to people. I think because it's the first of its kind, because people aren't yet jumping into it, I think there is a slightly better ratio of personalities to people. I know WSBG has been throwing passes at like various personalities in the board game space, left, right, and center. In addition to the ones I mentioned, there will be significantly more. There will be more. I should say more. I don't actually know what I'm selling here. There will be more personalities than the ones I just mentioned showing up there. So your ratio of personality to, regular person and whatnot sounds terrible. I sound so elitist. I'm sorry, this sounded so terrible. The ratio of personalities to gamers, okay, that sounds better, slightly better, marginally better, is better than you would typically expect. So if you want to get buddy-buddy, if you want to sit down and play games with the various people who you've watched their content, there's a higher chance of that. Not a guarantee, by the way. I'm not selling anything or anyone's time. I'm just letting you know that there are going to be a higher percentage of people. I know that they have me sitting down at like a table playing Lost Ruins of Arnak all day, which means if I play Lost Ruins of Arnak all day, and I don't know if it's all day, maybe I play 3 games of Lost Ruins of Arnak, that's like a whole 9 people who can play games with me. Wow. Wow, that's so many. That's so many. But you'll have fun. You'll have fun. You'll be able to like hang out, to be able to see people, to interact in a way that you don't get at Gen Con. I know I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And in addition to that, again, the price point is really not that bad. You have to factor in travel and all that stuff, but you get the hotel stay, you get the tickets, you get all that stuff, you get the actual chance of winning. And this is the big deal as well. You get the chance, however small, and it is small, of winning for, not $40,000, $25,000. That's you have a chance of winning, which is pretty cool. It is pretty cool, considering the fact that there's 16 events, 16 times 256 people. That's the max capacity. I'm not even saying that's what we'll see. I'm saying that's the max capacity. 16 times 256. I should be able to do this. Give me a second. Alexa, what's 16 times 256?
16 times 256 is 4,096.
Okay, I'll edit that out later. Give me a second. Let me pause. 16 times 256 is 4,956, maybe. One of those numbers. 4,900. So your chances are 1 in 4,900 and some close by number of winning $25,000. And your chances are 3 in 4,900 and something of winning $5,000. Assuming, of course, you don't take skill into account whatsoever, which why would you? It's not like it's a competition or anything. I know that I'll be signed up for the 7 Wonders event, or just the 7 Wonders event, because I don't want to sign up for too many because I'll be working there effectively, and so I'll already be pretty busy and distracted by everything. And I know if I sign up for Blood Rage, on the off chance I actually win, I could be stuck all day. Versus 7 Wonders, I can actually like play a game in half an hour. 4 games of 7 Wonders will not take me the whole day. I can justify that. Plus, we all know I'm going to lose in the first round. The sad part, this is where I counter-sell you, the sad part is I think I'm pretty decent at 7 Wonders. I generally win in my game group. I have to pull up the app. You know what? Let's pull up the app. I don't know if I have enough plays logged of 7 Wonders. Let's see what my play ratio of 7 Wonders is. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All plays. No, we got to go to games. Games. 7 Wonders. 7 Wonders. How many plays do I have logged of this game? Because I don't... Like, 7 Wonders is one of my oldest games, but I started logging plays later. I only have 13 plays logged of 7 Wonders. I've played this game significantly more than 13 times. But what I can tell you is currently the average player count. Let's see if we have this number of information here. We have 13 plays. Does it say average player count? It looks like the average player count was 4 players. 50% of my games were 4 players, 25% were 5 players, and like 25% were 3 players. So it looks like the average player count is roughly 4 players, and I've won it 53% of the time, according to this app. 53% of the time. My statistical likelihood of winning should have been... Doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me. Let's see if I can go here. Nope, nope, does not tell me. There's got to be a way to do this. Come on, why can't I see this? This usually tells me a way to figure out my win percentage of what it should be. Roll. Is that what it is? Nope, no player plus roll. Nope, nope. There's no way to do this here. There's a way that usually shows me like what should have been my win percentage, but it's not doing that at the moment, so I'm going to ignore that. But I've won 53% of the time, and on average, I'm playing with 4 players, which means my average win rate should be 25% of the time. I am twice as good at 7 Wonders as the average person in my game group, which basically means I'm going to destroy. I'm going to win this competition like no tomorrow. It means if I'm really lucky, I'll make it to the second round, and that's probably where I'll lose. That's what it actually means. And practically speaking, I probably won't even make it that far, because the people signing up to play Seven Wonders think they're good at Seven Wonders. I'll probably lose horribly. Once upon a time, I thought I was good for Race for the Galaxy, and then I went on Board Game Arena and I played Race for the Galaxy against people that weren't in my game group, and I lost horribly, and I realized at that point in history that I'm not actually good at games, I just like games. But you can't take that away from me. I definitely like games. I think. I'm pretty sure I like games. I still like games. A little bit. Not that much, honestly. They're not that... I'm losing. I'm going all over the place. Point is, WSBG, World Series of Board Gaming in Vegas. This is the last time I'm doing a full dedicated video on it. Why? Because I actually think Chris George from Room and Board is right. I think the $900 option is really not bad. I think it's a decent way to have fun. It's a decent way to bring a bunch of friends. And if you walk home winning $25,000 and you weren't doing so before this video, and this video was the thing that changed your mind, well, then I want a $1,000 cut. That's all I'm saying. It's only fair after all. I did convince you to go, so that would be nice. It would pay for a whole lot of things. That'd be nice. So if you could do that, that'd be great. My email is alexradcliffe@boardgame. That's not true. My email is alex@boardgameco.com. If I'm gonna ask for $1,000, I should give you the right contact information. You can reach out to me anytime with just let me know. I'll give you my PayPal information. We'll make it all work. It's all good. I appreciate you being here. And as always, and until next time, I'll have links down below to everything, including Chris George's channel. But as always, until next time, I'm Alex Radcliffe from Board Game Co. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a good one.